Hello fellow compounders. In my last video, someone asked how to invest in Bitcoin. Well, I believe that there's a better way to make money from the Bitcoin phenomenon than to buy Bitcoin itself. In this video, I'll suggest 3 stocks that are better investments than buying Bitcoin. Welcome to the Always Be Compounding Club, where we share ideas on how to build, grow, and enjoy wealth. I'm your host, Dennis Chen. I'm a full-time investor, entrepreneur, financial book author, Wharton MBA, and CFA charter holder. Welcome aboard. Let's get started. I'll be reviewing PayPal, Block, and Silvergate Capital that are profitable companies that make money from providing the infrastructure and services for trading Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. But before we do that, let me just be clear. I agree that you can make money in Bitcoin as a speculator, but not as an investor. Why do I say that Bitcoin is a speculative asset? It's because Bitcoin doesn't have any intrinsic value. It doesn't generate any tangible value. Let's take, for example, a stock of Coke. Coke is a business that generates profits and pays out dividends. Well, Bitcoin doesn't generate anything and it doesn't pay out any dividends. So the price of Coke is determined by the discounted value of the future earnings of Coke. Well, since Bitcoin doesn't have any future earnings, the price of Bitcoin really depends on what someone else is willing to pay for it. So this is what we call the greater fool's theory. So instead of speculating, let's look for businesses or stocks that can profit from Bitcoin without taking exposure, similar to the 1849 gold rush. In the 1849 California gold rush, the gold prospectors really didn't make much money. The ones that really made the money were the entrepreneurs that provided the shovels and the wheelbarrows and the dry goods to the gold prospectors. For example, take Levi Strauss. Levi Strauss emigrated and went to California, to San Francisco, and opened a wholesale business and sold dry goods to the gold prospectors. And eventually he patented blue jeans and sold blue jeans. And that business, Levi Strauss, still exists today, after 170 years, and is traded on the New York Stock Exchange, and it has a market capitalization of $7 billion. So we want to be able to make money by providing the shovels, the blue jeans, and the wheelbarrows to the people that want to speculate in Bitcoin. So let's review the 3 stocks we are suggesting. First stock we'll review is PayPal. Many of you should know it. It's been around for a long time. One of its founders was Elon Musk. It was spun off from eBay in 2015. It's the premier payment solution provider for e-commerce businesses. It has a market cap of $100 billion and it has a net income of around $4.2 billion. Recently, in 2021, it had 426 million active users. They had $25.4 billion in revenue and $5.4 billion in free cash flow in 2021. PayPal processed $1.25 trillion in payments in 2021. It owns Zoom and Venmo, and its return on equity averaged around 17% over the last 3 years. Its earnings are expected to grow around 14% per year over the next 5 years, and Morningstar estimates its fair value at around $139 per share. Currently, today, May 31st, 2021, it's selling for around $83 per share, which is around 60% of the fair value estimated. PayPal and Venmo can be used to transact Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. And PayPal charges a commission for doing these transactions. Currently, it isn't a large piece of the revenue base of the $25 billion of revenue that PayPal does, but I think it's a real business. It's been around for a long time. It's solid, it makes money, and it's a much better investment than Bitcoin at this point. Our second stock is Block, symbol SQ. It's formerly known as Square. You might know it. Its CEO is Jack Dorsey, who used to be CEO of Twitter also. Block is a holding company that owns Square, Cash App, and recently bought Afterpay. Square is an online payment technology provider for small businesses, and Cash App is a payment app for person-to-person transfers, similar to PayPal's Venmo. Block has a market cap of around $50 billion. Excluding Bitcoin revenue, the revenue growth is high. Square's year-over-year revenue growth was at 35%, and Cash App's year-over-year growth was at 26%. In the first quarter of 2022, Cash App had $1.73 billion worth of Bitcoin transactions, which generated a gross profit of $43 million. Bitcoin transactions represent 44% of the first quarter revenue of Block, while last year in 2021, in the first quarter of 2021, it represented 69% of the revenue. So because that Bitcoin is falling, revenues from the Bitcoin transactions have gone down. However, since its profit that it generates is fairly low, it's a small commission that they charge for those transactions, it doesn't impact that much the overall profitability of the business. The business right now is barely profitable, or it's barely making a profit. However, profit should increase as they gain more scale and they consolidate Afterpay and all the other businesses that they're integrating. Once all the investments in growth normalizes, this business should be able to make a profit or more profits. Morningstar places a fair value estimated for Block at $124. Currently today, May 31st, is trading at around $88 per share, which is 71% of the fair value estimated. What I like about this business is that it makes commissions off of the transactions of processing Bitcoin. It doesn't take a position in Bitcoin itself. So even if Bitcoin disappears, the business will still survive and make money from electronic payments. The third business that we'll review that is better than Bitcoin is Silvergate Capital. It's a Federal Reserve member bank based in California that provides the infrastructure to trade cryptocurrencies for commercial and institutional clients. It has a market cap of $2.5 billion, price to book ratio of 1.62, and its annual net income growth rate for the last 3 years is around 52%. They have 1,500 clients, and they provide the Silvergate Exchange Network, which allows the clients to send and receive US dollars and euros 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which is necessary to be able to transact Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. They have been profitable for over 20 years. They have $14.7 billion in deposits from these clients, which they pay 0 interest rate for it. So basically, they are very levered to interest rates, because what they do is that they take these deposits, $14.7 billion where they pay no interest to the depositors, and they go and invest it and make loans against it. And so that's where they make their money. Recently, Silvergate purchased Diem from Meta or Facebook, which is a stable coin that they're developing. They'll be able to collect fees from the blockchain technology of these stable coins. Morningstar places the fair value estimate of Silvergate at around $127. Today, May 31st, it's selling at around $80, which is 62% or 63% of the fair value estimated. This is a small bank, $2.5 billion, but it is profitable. It's been profitable for over 20 years. It's set up to make money from the growth of cryptocurrency. But if for any reason cryptocurrency flops, it still has value as a bank, and it's regulated by the Federal Reserve. So there you have it. 3 businesses that are profitable and are better than owning any Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies, because they provide services and infrastructure for the cryptocurrency trading, and they are profitable. Personally, I already own PayPal, and I'm probably going to be adding Block to my portfolio in the near future. If you have any questions or comments, please place them in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and remember to always be compounding. Take care.